When we last left off in a legendary fan-made manga called Dragonball Kakumi, the heaven-shaking battle between Celestial Ultra Instinct Goku and none other than Universe 7's own Beerus the Destroyer had begun to reach its final act. It had been millennia since Beerus had been pushed to this extent, as Goku proved just how formidable he can truly be even against the God Realm. As cataclysmic events begin to unfold around the multiverse, Goku finds himself in a fated rematch against his rival of the God Realm. These two beings are clashing so violently and so powerfully across the cosmos that each engagement causes destructive shockwaves across whatever planet they even come within the vicinity of. The culmination of all of the training Goku has done up until this point has resulted in the manifestation of the strongest version of Ultra Instinct we've ever seen from him yet. This means nothing to Beerus though, as he sees Goku's power as no more than a warm-up for him, as just a single swing from these two is enough to obliterate entire moons unfortunate enough to be in their path. As Goku's power grows, Beerus pushes him even harder, causing him to ascend even more just to keep up with the god, as the two go back and forth, almost looking evenly matched at some points. This multiversal level battle takes the two from planet to planet, solar system to solar system, universe to universe, as Goku attempts to spare as much life as he can, but against an opponent like Beerus, he can't afford to lose even a shred of focus. One final attack from the God of Destruction would force Goku into the ultimate situation of live or die, as he prepares a giant sphere of destruction, relative in size to the very planet Goku landed on, and then he throws it. As Goku tries to meet the attack head on in space before it can obliterate the planet and all life on it, he realizes that a small child has latched onto his leg and is now in even more danger than before. As Goku lands on a piece of moon debris floating in space, he has no choice and no time to deflect this attack, but he refuses to let this child be destroyed for nothing. So he tanks the attack head on, shielding the child with his body. The result of this attack would devastate Goku worse than we've ever seen before, as his entire back has been incinerated down to the muscle underneath. As Beerus comments on how Goku's strength has exceeded their expectations, he has reached his limits, however, and this battle is over. Goku, however, isn't finished just yet, as he retreats to his psyche where images of his friends and family remind him of why he fights and just who he trains to protect. To both WHIS and Beerus' surprise, Goku begins to get back to his feet, and his aura this time has completely changed. This isn't just Ultra Instinct anymore. This is something else, as Goku instantaneously returns the child to the planet behind them and then reappears back in space behind the gods, lifting a moon over his head. As Goku focuses celestial energy, the moons and vacant planets nearby alike begin to be drawn to him, as if his next attack will shake existence itself. As Goku uses the universe itself to create a giant dragon fist like none other, even Beerus is stunned at this attack and what just happened to Goku. All of a sudden, however, a violent black and purple aura appears as it dissipates Goku's attack. Beerus appears behind Goku in a new form as well, as it seems that Goku has finally forced the full power of the God of Destruction. Goku leaps to another platform of debris nearby and begins preparing his final attack, a Limit Breaker Kamehameha. As Beerus prepares himself for the final clash, Goku's attack begins to form in the shape of a disc almost, as the silhouette of his will resonates within it. This is when a searing pain courses through Goku as his attack begins to react and disappear, with the moons and planets returning to their regular orbit, to everyone's surprise as Goku loses consciousness from the pain and exhaustion finally catching up to him. As you guys can see, that was a heck of a way to bring back Dragonball Kakumi, and I'm so excited for wherever this fan manga ends up going because the art alone is just absolutely beautiful. If you guys want to check out Dragonball Kakumi for yourselves, which I highly recommend if you haven't done so already, the link to the manga as well as Rinko's Twitter will be down below in the description box, so definitely go show the artists and creators some support, guys. They surely deserve it. If you haven't done so already, be sure to have those notifications turned on to never miss an upload as soon as they go live. And if you have been enjoying the Dragon Ball content, consider leaving a like on this video as well, it really helps out a ton. Be sure to follow on both Twitch and Twitter to stay up with me and all Dragon Ball and anime related content, guys. Without further ado, the aftermath of a battle as brutal as Goku and Beerus is about what you would expect, but things have finally begun to calm down as we find ourselves on the Supreme Kai's planet. All of a sudden, Beerus and WHIS appear as Beerus irks him about repairing his planet, bullying the Supreme Kai as usual. As they travel back to the remains of Beerus' planet, the Supreme Kai is stunned at how little there is left to even try to repair. After seeing this, the Supreme Kai tells him that repairing an entire planet in this shape will probably take a bit longer than expected, but Beerus has no objection to that as they need to return Goku home anyway, so they take their leave. Where we find ourselves next will change the very course of reality, as a meeting is currently taking place at none other than the Grand Priest's palace. Inside sits the Grand Priest, accompanied by the majority of the other angels and Hakaishin outside of Beerus and WHIS, who are currently still in the 7th. "Thank you all for your presence," the Grand Priest says finally, breaking the silence. "You may already know why you're here, but there's a bit of information that you all are still missing. Before we get to that," he goes on, "not a single word must leave this place. If the Omni Kings were aware, heavy sanctions would be issued. As you might already know, WHIS, or 17 as we know him, the Earthling from Universe 7 wished to restore the universes that disappeared during the tournament. The problem here is that it also restored the 7 universes that were in the void for eternity." "Wait, 7, Campari says. "Weren't there only 18 universes originally?" "Not exactly," the Grand Priest admits. "I never mentioned it to any of you. But there was a 19th universe, also called Universe 0. "Why hide this from us, Father?" Kusu asks, as silence and disappointment befalls the room. "I couldn't do otherwise," the Grand Priest says, to which the group begins to try and understand that maybe he made this decision in case there was a traitor amongst them unknowingly, waiting for the right moment. "Oh, I should have known," a sinister voice says from behind the angels, a voice so cold that even the Grand Priest looks as if he's seen a ghost. This is when a menacing woman who resembles the angels walks through the room as she tells them, "The one you all refer to as Father is nothing more than a coward, afraid to face his own past." "Just who do you think you are to judge Father?" Mojito says angrily, before Macarita reminds him that even though this is inexcusable, they must always remain neutral. "Kneel down," the woman commands them. "Do you not realize how ignorant you are? I never abandoned you. Let me tell you about this imposter's past," she goes on, as the Grand Priest's secret is soon to be exposed. Only moments before this fateful meeting, back on Beerus' planet, it seems that Goku is beginning to recover a bit as WHIS warns him that their battle had gone a bit too far this time. Goku apologizes, telling WHIS that he was just so obsessed with the possibility of finally defeating Lord Beerus that he honestly got carried away. "Defeating me," Beerus says, smirking, maintaining full confidence even though Goku collapsed before they could finish their battle. WHIS tells Goku it's time to finish healing him and to stand up, but Goku asks if it's possible to keep one of the scars on his back, as he says that he'll only remove it when he's able to inflict something like that on Lord Beerus. WHIS chuckles as the staff begins to illuminate, and in an instant, Goku is as good as new again. "Whoa, that's as strong as sensu beans," Goku says, commenting on how useful WHIS's powers will be in battle. He asks Goku what he plans to do now, to which Goku says he really has no clue, but to be honest, he does still need to master this power of his. "I didn't think there was a greater power than Ultra Instinct," Goku admits. "And yet, I couldn't beat Jiren or Lord Beerus," he says, dwelling on the progress he still has to make. "Other than that," he says though, "I think I'll go back to my wife and children. Chi-Chi must be worried sick." As the two take their leave, with Whis returning Goku to Earth, this is when Goku comments that, by the way, Whis never mentioned what he planned to do now as well, as he notices Whis' demeanor has oddly been cold recently, as if something worries him. I have to go check on something, Whis admits. I have a bad feeling. What could be causing you of all people to be worried, Goku asks, as Whis tells him that he feels a new presence. A tremendous force concentrated in one point that wasn't there before, he says. Goku's face turns dead serious now as he takes his hand off Whis' back and now places it on his shoulder, telling him that he'll go handle it. Remove your hand, Whis warns him, as Goku's destination is Earth and nothing more right now. Goku refuses, however, as Whis, once more, this time with a face more menacing than we've ever seen before from him, tells him to remove his hand. Goku's aura begins to erupt, almost as if telling Whis he is just about as serious as he is. Whis turns back around and tells Goku that it isn't his job to handle the problems of the multiverse. As if it were the first time, Goku replies to him, "Of course it's my job. Trust me, Whis." "Alright," Whis says after a short pause, "but I'm unable to come with you. The Grand Priest has just summoned me. If you need me, all you have to do is press this button," he says, making Goku a similar buzzer to the one the Omni Kings gave him. "Thank you, Whis," he says, taking the item. "If you want my opinion," Whis says, smirking, "this is clearly not reasonable at all." "I won't disappoint you, Whis," Goku says, as the two suddenly change course and head for the site of the disturbance. Whis begins, but they're both shocked and left speechless at what they come across. What is this?" Goku asks, as the Angel Immortals stand before the Alpha and Omega Force, the universe that houses power and secrets known seldom. Universe Zero.